conversion of galvanometer into ammeter. So, what is ammeter? Ammeter is an instrument which is used for measuring strength of current in the circuit. With the help of this, we can measure the strength of current in the circuit. Suppose you have to measure how much current is flowing through this. We will connect ammeter in the series of 4 ohm. We will connect ammeter in the series of 4 ohm. Ammeter is a very low resistance instrument, and for an ideal ammeter its resistance should be 0. Why its resistance should be 0? Otherwise it will change the resistance of the whole circuit, and due to that what will happen? The current which we have to measure, that will be changed. So for an ideal ammeter, resistance should be 0, but that is not possible. So that's why we minimize the resistance of the ammeter. So see here, first you see this diagram. If you have to find out how much current is flowing through this resistance, then you can very easily calculate, and you will find that the resistance flowing through it will be 10 upon 4, that is V upon R. I equals to V upon R, that is equals to 10 upon 4, that is equals to 2.5 ampere. Now this current can be measured by an ammeter, by connecting the ammeter in the series of this. So suppose you have connected an ammeter. As we know that ammeter and voltmeter both are the modified form of galvanometer. And galvanometer is a very high resistance instrument. And why it is having a very high resistance instrument? Because in galvanometer a very long length of thin copper wire is used. So because of that, what will happen? Its resistance will become very much high. It's clear? By making some alterations in the galvanometer, it can be converted into ammeter, it can be converted into voltmeter. But even after that, even after making those alterations, its resistance will not become 0. Its resistance will not become 0. So it will have certainly some resistance. It's clear? Suppose it is having a resistance of 1 ohm. Then what will be the total resistance? Total resistance will be 4 ohm plus 1 ohm, that is 5 ohm. Current measured by the ammeter, it will be equal to V upon R, that is V is 10, but now R has become 4 plus 1, 5, that is equals to 2 ampere. Means now the ammeter is measuring how much current? 2 ampere. Means smaller than which was flowing actually. Because what was the purpose of ammeter here? What was the purpose of ammeter? Ammeter I have connected for measuring the current passing through this when it is connected across this. When this coil of 4 ohm is connected across 10 volt source, then how much current flows through this? For this purpose I have connected the ammeter. How much current was flowing? 2.5 ampere, but the ammeter is measuring 2 ampere. And why it is measuring 2 ampere? Because when you have connected the ammeter, whole resistance of the circuit has increased. Whole resistance of the circuit has increased. It's clear? So that's why the current has changed. But if anyhow you make it very small, it's clear? Very small, then what will happen? Because this cannot be made 0. It can measure the same current when its resistance is 0. that is not possible. So we will make its resistance very small. And how can you make its resistance very small? First you see at a very small value. Suppose the resistance of the emitter is 0.001 ohm. 0.001 ohm. Then what will be the current measured? It will be V upon R that is 10 divided by 4 plus 0.001. When you will calculate, it is 10 upon 4.001. So here I don't have calculator, so yes. So when you will calculate it, you will find that it is nearly 2.5 ampere. It is nearly 2.5 ampere. Means from here you can see, in order to convert galvanometer into emitter, the resistance of galvanometer should be minimized to a very small value, so that when that emitter is connected in the series of this resistance, the resistance of circuit do not change. And when the resistance of circuit do not change, when it will not change significantly, when the resistance of circuit will not change significantly, then it will measure the almost same current which was flowing before connecting to it, which was flowing before connecting to the emitter. It's clear? Means, what is the main thing? What will you do? What type of alteration you will make in the galvanometer? You have to minimize the resistance of galvanometer to such a insignificant value, so that after connecting it in the circuit, the resistance of circuit do not change significantly. And when resistance of circuit do not change significantly, what will happen? It will record the same value of current which was flowing before connecting to it. It is clear? So see here, how can you reduce the resistance to an insignificant value? How will you reduce the resistance of galvanometer to an insignificant value? So for this we will discuss a property of parallel combination of resistors. In the parallel combination of resistors, you have seen that when two resistors are connected in parallel, one is of 10,000 ohm and another is of 0.001 ohm. When you will connect them in parallel, what will happen? The net resistance, the equivalent resistance, will be smaller than the least in them. Means when you will find out the equivalent resistance of this, what will happen? The equivalent resistance will become smaller than this value. The same concept will be applied when we are converting galvanometer into emitter, because the galvanometer is having the resistance of this order. It may have the resistance of 5,000 ohm, 1,000 ohm, 10,000 ohm, depending upon the range of galvanometer. Its resistance will be of this order. It's clear? So in order to convert galvanometer into emitter, we will apply this concept of parallel combination of resistors. So see here, in order to change galvanometer, G means galvanometer, into emitter, a very small resistance is connected parallel to galvanometer. Means if you see the diagram, then the diagram will be like this. This is the galvanometer, this is the extremely small resistance, which I have denoted S. Now this whole combination is called the emitter. This whole combination is called the emitter. Now see here, this extremely small resistance is called the shunt resistance. This extremely small resistance is called shunt resistance. That is denoted by capital S, and there is a very important use of the shunt resistance that I will tell you later. Now see here, what will be the value of the shunt? Suppose you have designed this galvanometer for measuring the current capital I, means the maximum current which it can measure is capital I, maximum current which emitter can measure. Emitter can measure. That is equals to I. It has been designed to read maximum current I. Suppose the range of this emitter is 5 ampere, then it means it is equal to I equals to 5 ampere. Suppose its range is 3 ampere, means it can measure any current in between 0 to 3 ampere, then I will be equal to 3 ampere. So this emitter has been designed to read this current. The range of this emitter is 0 to capital I. Now what will happen when current will reach at this point? So here some current will pass through this, and the remaining current will pass through this I minus Ig. Total current is I. Current will divide at this point. Here current is dividing into two parts. Ig current flows through the coil, and I minus Ig current is passing through the shunt. So what is Ig? It is the full scale deflection current. Full scale deflection current for galvanometer. What is full scale deflection current? It is that current for which galvanometer is producing full deflection, full scale deflection. It's clear? That is the current for which galvanometer shows full deflection. It is that current for which galvanometer is showing full deflection. Now what is the G? G is the resistance of galvanometer here. Resistance of galvanometer. And resistance of shunt I have taken as S. S is resistance of shunt. It's clear. So you can see the symbols once again. What is I? I, the maximum current which emitter can measure, means it is corresponding to the range of emitter. Ig is what? It is the full scale deflection current for galvanometer, means for which galvanometer is showing the maximum deflection. Now I minus Ig current will pass through shunt, because the total current is I, Ig is passing through galvanometer, so remaining will pass through shunt. G and S are that. Now as we know that in parallel there will be same potential difference. The potential difference which take place across galvanometer will be equal to the potential difference across shunt. In parallel, potential difference across galvanometer, and this potential difference across galvanometer we also measure by Vg. We also measure by Vg. It's clear? And equals to potential difference across shunt. It's clear? Here we will not write Vg at this moment, otherwise you may be confused. Potential difference you can find by what? It is equal to the product of current multiplied by resistance. What is the current passing through galvanometer? Ig. Its resistance is G, so it will be Ig into G. What is the current passing through shunt? I minus Ig. Resistance is S, so it will be I minus Ig into S. This is a very important relationship for converting galvanometer into ammeter. You will get number of questions, number of numericals based over this formula. It's clear? So you memorize it, you understand it in the same form. No need to write in the other form. Only remember this: potential difference across galvanometer will be equal to potential difference across shunt. Ig into G equals to I minus Ig into S. Now what will be the resistance of ammeter? In ammeter, galvanometer and shunt, whose resistances are G and S respectively, are connected in parallel. So what will be the equivalent resistance? Equivalent resistance of ammeter, you can see. Equivalent resistance of ammeter. So you can find 1 upon Ra equals to 1 upon G plus 1 upon S. When you will simplify S plus G upon Gs, means what is the resistance of ammeter? You can write here resistance of ammeter equals to G into S upon G plus S. It's clear? G into S upon G plus S. Now see here, suppose let maximum potential difference which produces full scale deflection. FSD means full scale deflection in galvanometer is Vg, that we have taken as Vg, and maximum current through galvanometer is Ig. Means the maximum current which can pass through galvanometer is Ig. It is that current for which galvanometer is showing the maximum deflection, and Vg, that potential difference which is applied across galvanometer, produces the maximum deflection, full scale deflection. Then resistance of galvanometer. Resistance of galvanometer, that can be resistance of galvanometer capital G, will be equal to Vg upon Ig. So that also you know. G equals to Vg upon Ig. Now see here, there is one more utility of the shunt. What is that utility? When shunt will be connected in parallel of galvanometer, since it is a very small resistance, it is extremely small as compared to galvanometer. So what will happen? Most of the current will pass through shunt. A very small current will pass through galvanometer. And when a very small current will pass through galvanometer, so what will happen? Galvanometer's coil will be prevented from burning. Why? Because its resistance is very high. And when I current passes through the resistor R, when I current passes through the resistor R for time t, how much heat energy is liberated? I square RT. So this value, which is the resistance of the galvanometer, it has a very high value. So if the current is also very high, what will happen? That coil may burn because of the melting of the insulation over the coil. Because of the melting of so much heat will be produced, and when a large amount of heat will be produced, the insulation over the coil melt, paint insulation over the coil will melt, and uncovered coils will come in contact, and there will be the electric firing, coil will get damaged. So that's why, what is the utility of shunt? Shunt passes most of the current through it. A very small current pass through galvanometer, and therefore galvanometer is prevented from burning. So this is all about in conversion of galvanometer into